Are you an approval seeker? I know I am, and I know that seeking approval from man has caused me all kinds of trouble in life, and it can lead down a sinful path as well. So I'm going to read you the second temptation of Jesus, and it says, and this is Matthew 4, 5 through 6. Then the devil took him to the holy city and had him stand on the highest point of the temple. If you are the Son of God, he said, throw yourself down, for it is written, he will command his angels concerning you, and they will lift you up in their hands, so that you will not strike your foot against a stone. Jesus answered him, it is also written, do not put the Lord your God to the test. So during our sermon on Sunday, the pastor said something that was really interesting about this, because he said that we don't really have the temptation to throw ourselves off buildings, so it might be difficult to understand this particular temptation. But this particular temptation was talking about how we want to feel powerful and we want to feel known and seen. We feel the need to prove ourselves. So Satan was trying to get Jesus to prove himself that he is the Son of Man and that he can do what he said he was going to do. But it wasn't his time to show that. So these are all the notes I took. So temptation 2 is about proving yourself. Show them who you are. If God really loved you, he wouldn't allow you to be powerless or obscure. Seeking approval, self-protection. But Jesus responded and says something in the context of this. He doesn't say this, but this is basically, I'm confident enough in God's love that I can trust him for my validation. So I know in this world we're always seeking validation. I don't know about you, but me, I check my likes on my social media way too often. So that just shows right there how often I'm seeking approval. After I teach a fitness class, I'm always wondering, did they like my class? If I don't have good numbers in my class, I'm always feeling like, oh, I must be doing something wrong. And I really want that approval from man. So I know we can get really down on ourselves when we're thinking too much about the approval that we want from the earthly world around us. But when we realize the bigger scheme of life, that it's only God's approval that we should seek, I think that makes things a lot easier for us in life. So I don't really have a way to connect this to today's movement, except that our calves, we're going to be working on our calves today. So our calf muscles are one of the tightest muscles on most humans, especially women. If you wear high heels, runners have tight calves all the time, and it causes many muscle imbalances that cause problems like plantar fasciitis, shin splints, different heel problems. So this is an easy foam roll technique that you can do we have 3 different calf muscles you want to focus on. So our lower calf muscle is our soleus, then our upper calf muscle is our gastrocnemius, and then our side muscles, that's our perennials. So this is going to be a difficult foam roll for people who don't get on the floor. So I'm going to first show you the foam roll with my wonderful Theragun wave roller. So this one has the vibration, which I love. So if you're just new to foam rolling, you're maybe just going to sit like this. Some people don't have the body strength to raise yourself up, because foam rolling is quite a full body exercise, because a lot of times you're in plank. Right now, I'm really activating my triceps. So some people don't have the body strength to do that. So you can start off just by sitting like here, and you might, if you have really tight calves, that might be enough. If you've been foam rolling for a long time like I have, you might want to cross one leg over the other so that you can apply some pressure if you want to apply more pressure. So that's the soleus. Now you're going to move on up to the gastrocnemius. Something you don't ever want to do is roll behind the backs of your legs. You want to stop right to the point where you're getting to the back of your knee, but never behind your knee. So this is a bigger area, so you can assess that muscle, roll through the whole gastrocnemius, and when you find a spot that feels tender or like, ooh, I need to work that, then you can stay there and you can go side to side. So working the opposite muscle fibers is always effective, but you don't want to go like back and forth like that. It's more like this. And again, if you want more pressure, you're going to cross one leg over the other and bring your hips off the floor, like here. That's your gastrocnemius, and now your perennials are your side muscles, which might even be more difficult to foam roll if you don't have the strength to get into. You'll be in a side plank on this one, and you'll start right above your ankle all the way up to your knee. And anytime you're foam rolling, you always want to keep your elbow directly underneath your shoulder. Now you can start, same thing here, and this helps bringing the top foot over, helps to relieve some of the pressure if it's too much. If you have the ability to raise your hip off the floor, you're going to get a really good oblique workout, because now you're in a side plank and you're applying more pressure to those perennial muscles, and they go all the way up to your kneecap. So you can go all the way through, finding the worst of the worst. Now, if you want more pressure and you have the ability to come up into a full side plank, you can be here. And if you want more pressure than that, you can bring yourself up into and start doing some yoga into a side plank as you do this stretch. So that is the foam roll. Now, if you've gotten to the point where a foam roller still isn't enough pressure for you, you can use, or if you don't have a foam roller but you have a baseball, you can foam roll your calves on a baseball, like here. And then once you find that spot, you can hold it and just hold that pressure into there. Now, if you're not able to get on the floor, because I know there are some of you out there who can't, you're going to do your self-myofascial release in a chair. So if you don't have any equipment, you're just gonna bring your leg up if you're able to do that. Okay, so if you're able to do this, you can foam roll or skin roll your own. This is a massage technique that I learned in massage school called skin rolling, and this is myofascial release because I'm actually doing it to somebody. So, but if you're doing it to yourself like I am, it's another form of self-myofascial release. And I love doing this. So you can twist here, and that's a really good way to work out those muscles. You also could do that with your ball. You can press your ball in. Now, if you have the vibration massager, this is really recommended for the people who can't foam roll, because you might not be able to foam roll, you might not be able to get on the ground, but you're able to hold one of these. And I really like this one for the perennials. So I'll show you here. You would be able to do this. You can do this while you're sitting in a recliner as well. So that way your calf muscle would be closer up to you. I have encountered people who don't have the ability to do this here. So if you don't, you can get somebody else to do this for you and work your way up to being flexible enough to get your leg up. So you also can just do it like here, just sitting at a chair and working out those muscles. So I really hope I'm going to encourage someone out there, if you don't have one of these, to get it. I don't like contraptions, and I don't like to buy things just to buy them. When I bought this, I thought it was going to be another hokey thing, but I am so happy I got it. I love it, and my family loves it, and I think you will too. So now I'm going to show you how to stretch your calves. We've done the myofascial. Now I'll show you an active stretch. So, well, yeah, you can see me. All right, so you're going to start with both feet together. This is your active stretch. You're going to come together, step back, get your heel down, and step back, get your heel down. All right, that's your active stretch. So you could do like 10 on each side for that. That's for your gastrocnemius. Now for your soleus, there's another stretch. So you're going to keep your heel down, and then you're going to take your knee forward and back. Forward and back. Now I'm going to see if you can see it better over here. So heel stays down, and then it's a slight movement where you take your knee forward and back, and then you'll feel that stretch shifting from your gastrocnemius down to your soleus when you make that switch. So that is a very good stretch there. So these are your active stretches that I would say to do before a run or before your workout if you know you have tight calves. Your active stretches like this, and then like this, 10 on each side. And then when you're done with your workout, then you can do your static stretches, which is a 30-second hold for your gastrocnemius, and then a 30-second hold for your soleus. Okay. And the perennial stretch you might not like because it's kind of weird. Like they call them ankle breakers. So if you're not comfortable with this stretch, then by all means don't do it. Ask your doctor if you think it's all right to do. But you take your foot and kind of bend it over, trying to stretch out this muscle right there for your perennial. So just like that. But it's a rather different kind of stretch. So always, if you don't feel like something's right for you, don't do it, and ask your doctor first. But it is approved by a physical therapist, so that's why I do it, but you don't have to. But anyways, this was day 5. Tomorrow, day 6 of 100-day corrective exercise and scripture reading challenge. I hope you're going to stick with me, and I will see you soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.